Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Sinead, and today I'll be sharing with you some book mail. So if you want to know what's inside of all of these packages, please stay tuned. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said before, I'll be sharing with you some book mail. Now I'm gonna let you know right now, this has accumulated over a couple of weeks. So I do apologize that I'm now opening these boxes, but better late than never. So let's get started. So this first package is going to be from Fairyloot. I believe this is some type of special edition that I ordered because they were doing a release on a certain day, on a certain time, just based off of how they wrapped it up and stuff in the packaging. That's what I'm assuming. So let's see what's inside of this one. All right, so as I open it, this is what it looks like, and I'm pretty sure I know what this is. I'm really looking forward to reading it. So let me take it out of the bubble wrap. Yes, so this is the special edition for Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is going to be a story about Rosalind, I believe. So let's see. So here is the book right here, and here are the sprayed edges or the stenciled edges. This is what it looks like right here. And if I take the dust jacket off, this is what it looks like, which is really pretty. I love the purple and the blue together. And then here are the end papers. This is really cool. And here is the other one right here. And these are scenes that we'll be seeing or reading while they're in the book. So these are scenes that are in the book itself. So I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, this is also signed by Chloe Gong. So this is like a follow-up to like These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. And we're following Rosalind, if I'm not mistaken. But let me go ahead and read the synopsis because I really don't remember what it's about. I'm just guessing based off of like, I figure I think somebody else has said something like that, but let's go ahead and find out. So it says, in 1931 in Shanghai, and the stage is set for a new decade of intrigue, 4 years ago, Rosalind Lang was brought back from the brink of death, but the experiment that saved her also stopped her from sleeping and aging, and lets her heal from any wound. In short, Rosalind cannot die. Now, desperate for redemption for her treacherous past, she uses her abilities as an assassin for her country. Codename Fortune. But when the Japanese Imperial Army begins its invasion march, Rosalind's mission pivots. A series of murders is causing unrest in Shanghai, and the Japanese are under suspicion. Rosalind's new orders are to infiltrate foreign society and identify the culprits behind the terror plot before more of her people are killed. To reduce suspicion, she must pose as the wife of another nationalist spy, Orion Hong. Although Rosalind finds Orion's cavalier attitude and playboy demeanor infuriating, she is willing to work with him for the greater good. But Orion has an agenda of his own, and Rosalind has secrets that she wants to keep buried. As they both attempt to unravel the conspiracy, the two spies soon find that there are deeper and more horrifying layers to this mystery than they ever imagined. And then it says an enthralling mystery, and that was said by Zirin J. Zhao, who had written the Iron Widow. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a moment, like what? But this, I'm really looking forward to this. Now, I don't like how like the book looks, like it's damaged right here, which it looks really bad, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna like this book. I'm still gonna read it. I'm glad that I was able to get this book, so I am grateful. And even on the back, it says an electrifying swashbuckling tale that was said by Cassandra Clare. And the next one says Assassin, Immortal Spy, a high stakes game of war, love, and espionage. And that was said by Elizabeth Lim, who has written The Six Crimson Cranes, which I really love, and I cannot wait to read the second book for that. But yeah, so I got this, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. This next one is also from Fairyloot. This is, I believe, my subscription box. So I have the YA subscription, and I also have the adult. So I think this one is the YA. I'm not pretty sure, but let's find out. So let me open this. Okay. So the theme for this box is fairy lore. So this is the December box. So this is here, we have here, and then let's get to the book. And here we are. We have, it's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and this is by Heather Fawcett. So here is the book. Of course, it's a cover change. It's completely different from the original cover, and this is the UK cover edition. So this is what it looks like. Here is the sprayed and stenciled edges right here. Here's that. So I'm not sure what this is about. It looks really interesting. It says a charmingly whimsical delight. So let me see, before I even do that, this is what it looks like when I take the dust jacket off. So it looks like this underneath, and it has that little saying where on the back where it says, one cannot hope to understand the folk without understanding their stories. And then we have the end papers. That's what it looks like there. And I like, once again, these are scenes that are going to be happening in the book. And then of course it is signed by the author. So let's see what this one is about. I'm really curious. I see a lot of people comparing this. I forget, they're comparing this to a lot of things, like Holly Black series and stuff like that, but maybe not. I don't know, but let's find out. So it says, enter the world of the hidden folk, discover the most whimsical, enchanting, and romantic tale you'll read this year, starring the intrepid Emily Wilde. Emily Wilde is good at many things. She is the foremost expert on the study of fairies. She is a genius scholar and a meticulous researcher who is writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. But Emily Wilde is not good at people. She prefers the company of her books and her dog, Shadow. So when she arrives in the hardscrabble village of Harnsvik, Emily has no intention of befriending the gruff townsfolk, nor does she care to spend time with another new arrival, her dashing and insufferable, handsome academic rival, Wendell Bambleby. But as Emily gets closer to uncovering the secrets of the hidden ones, the most elusive of all fairies, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bambleby, and what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. So this sounds really interesting. I do want to read this year, of course, but I'm not sure when I'm going to read it. I have so many plans to read, especially in January, February, March, and the earlier months of this year of 2023. So this sounds really good. So maybe probably in the middle of the year, maybe July or August, I'll go ahead and pick this up. But yeah, this sounds really interesting, and I'm glad that I got this. Now this next package is going to be from Hachette. So let's see what's inside of this one. Oh, okay. So this one is Bet on Black, and this is by Ebony K. Williams. It said the good news about being Black in America today. Ooh, this sounds really interesting. And so this book is going to be coming out, January the 31st of this year. So this is the book. I never heard of this book. This sounds really interesting, like really interesting. And so it says, coming from Legacy Lit, January 31st of 2023. It says, when the Real Housewives of New York City hired its first Black cast member after more than 13 seasons, attorney, speaker, and journalist Ebony K. Williams knew that her role in the show would be an important milestone in her mission to unabashedly place Blackness on a pedestal. Williams has long known that Blackness is a rich, expansive place that centers resilience, excellence, beauty, panache, and brilliance. But these notions of Blackness have long been distorted by Americans' racism, where for generations, Black folks have been expected to live a subordinate, second-class existence in the country they call home. But it says no more. Williams says, proclaiming that the good news about being Black today is that our community has unprecedented access to an array of tools to honor our Blackness however we see fit, whenever we see fit, wherever we see fit. Bet on Black is thus a call to action for readers all over the world to adopt a fresh, highly informed mindset that will change lives. She delves into some of the cornerstones of leading a first-class Black life, ranging from knowing one's history to understanding the power of media representation to investing in the sometimes challenging processes of success. She does this all while sharing intimate details of her own story, hoping that readers will better get to know the Auntie E that they've seen on The View and heard on her own podcast series, Holding Court. William's writing is at turns entertaining, relatable, and incredibly inspiring. After finishing this book, readers will be reawakened to own their worth and understand the value of celebrating Blackness, whether theirs or others. As Williams said in an infamous tagline, "I've had to work twice as hard for half as much, but now I'm coming for everything." And in Bet on Black, Williams invites her readers to join her on the quest to show the world what Black excellence really means. So this sounds really good. I have not really been watching The Real Housewives of New York City. I really haven't been watching the Real Housewives of anything for years, like years ago. And that was when I was watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I stopped like years ago. So I don't even watch that show. But this sounds really interesting. Really interesting. And then also I have a little note. It says, "Thank you so much for your interest in Bet on Black, the good news about being Black in America today," by Ebony K. Williams. It means so much that you would take the time out of your day to read Ebony's powerful words. If you have any questions or ideas about promotion opportunities surrounding the book, please contact Maya Lewis, Legacy Lit Marketing Director. All right, I will keep that in mind. So yeah, this book comes out literally January 31st. And I had no clue. So we're looking forward to this. This sounds really interesting. So, and like I said, one of my goals for 2023 is to read at least one nonfiction book per month. So I'm not saying that this will be the nonfiction book that I pick for January, but this will be a nonfiction that I do read sometime this year. So we have this. The next package is going to be from, I'm not sure, it doesn't say. So let's just open it and find out. If I can get it open, I'm struggling over here. Oh, wow. So this is The Last Tale of the Fairy Bride by Roshani Chomsky. Oh, wow. And this book comes out February the 23rd. So look at that. That is beautiful. So for the... I love Roshani Chomsky. Loved it so much. I read the Silver Serpents series and stuff like that. I loved it, from traveling from different countries and stuff, from France to Russia, to Italy. It was just a great experience. So I'm definitely going to be continuing on reading more by Roshani Chomsky. But for this one, it says, every fairy tale must come to an end. Once upon a time, a man who believed in fairy tales married a beautiful, mysterious woman named Indigo Maxwell Castaneda. He was a scholar of myths. She was the heiress to a fortune. They exchanged gifts and stories and believed they would live happily ever after. And in exchange for her love, Indigo extracted a promise that her bridegroom would never pry into her past. But when Indigo learns that her estranged aunt is dying and the couple is forced to return to her childhood home, the House of Dreams, the bridegroom will soon find herself unable to resist. For within the crumbling manors, extravagant rooms, and musty halls, there lurks the shadow of another girl, Azure, Indigo's dearest childhood friend, who suddenly disappeared. As the house slowly reveals his wife's secrets, the bridegroom will be forced to choose between reality and fantasy, even if doing so threatens his marriage or his life. It says, combining the lush, haunting atmosphere of Mexican Gothic with the dreamy enchantment of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride is a spellbinding adult debut from New York Times bestselling author Roshani Chomsky. It's a darkly romantic page-turner about love and lies, secrets and betrayal, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. Yep, so this is a book that I'm definitely going to be reading next month in February. This sounds really good and really interesting. And like I said, I'm going to be reading anything by Roshani Chomsky. I love her work, so definitely going to continue supporting her. But yeah, this is a really beautiful cover, so I love this. Next, this is from Barnes & Noble. So let's see what's in this one. All right, this is another book that I'm going to be reading in February, and that is Queen of Myths and Monsters. This is by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the second book in the series, and I love the first one. It's very steamy. I didn't read it just because of literature. I read it because of the steaminess. Like, it's just really steamy, and I loved it. So of course I'm going to be reading the second one. And let's see what this one is about. So it says, Isolde, newly coronated queen, has finally found a king worthy of her in the vampire Adrian. But their love for each other has cost Isolde her father and her homeland. With two opposing goddesses playing mortals and vampires against one another, Isolde is uncertain who her allies are in the vampire stronghold of Rebecca. Now, as politics in the Red Palace grow more underhanded, inexplicable monster attacks plague the villages and a deadly crimson mist threatens all of Cordova. Isolde must trust in the bond she's formed with Adrian, even as she learns troubling information about his complicated past. And even like a quote from the book, it says, Isolde, Adrian said quietly, and when I finally met his gaze, his stare was gentle. You are my light. I took his face between my hands. You are my darkness, I said, and kissed him. So, yeah, I definitely cannot wait to read this. This is just really good. Like I said, this is the second book of King of Battle and Blood. That's the first book. And so here is the second one, Queen of the Myth and Monsters. So really looking forward to reading this, and I just cannot wait. So I got this, and I pre-ordered this myself because I love the first one so much. Next is also going to be from Barnes & Noble. All right. I know what this is. So if you don't know, you're going to know right now. I'm going to be reading all the books, all the Witcher series books. So the Witcher series I'm going to be reading because I love the Witcher series on Netflix, but knowing that Henry Cavill is no longer going to be the Witcher in season 4, I was like, I'm just going to read it. So I'm going to be watching season 3 on Netflix because Henry Cavill is still in it. But after that, I'm not going to be on the Witcher train for Netflix anymore. I'm just not. Now, I know the new series that came out, like the Origins or story or whatever, which I might attempt to watch just to see, because this is before The Witcher and everything. So I might do it. I might not. We shall see. But anyways, I had pre-ordered this because this is as you can see behind me, this is the new covers, the new editions for the Witcher series. So I wanted to get all of them. So this is the newest one that just came out in December of last year, and that is The Witcher Swords of Destiny. This is the illustrated edition. And this, of course, is Yennefer on the cover. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. This will be a book that I read in February. So if I take the dust jacket off, it says this right here, which it says, what is true? The negation of lies or the statement of a fact? And if the fact is a lie, what then is the truth? And that was said by Yennefer of Vengerberg. So we have that. And then here are the end papers. Look at that. Beautiful. But yeah, this is the illustrated edition, so there's like tons of like pictures and stuff in it, and see, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. So had to pre-order it, so now I think I need one more book to finish my collection of it, but I will be starting to read the Witcher series starting this month in January, so stay tuned for that TBR. You'll probably watch that before you even watch this one. But yeah, I got this and I'm glad I got it. The next one, this is going to be from Macmillan. So let's see what's inside this one. Ooh, okay. So this is The Witch and the Vampire, a novel by Francesca Flores. And this book comes out in March. Ooh, this looks really good. This looks really, really good. So for this one, it says a romantic, queer, paranormal retelling of Rapunzel. It says a lush, interesting world, incredible character work, and witches and vampires galore. So on the back, it says 2 worlds. Ava and Kai used to be best friends, but vampires broke into their realm, killed Kay's mother, and torn Ava into a vampire. Kay, now at the end of her training as a flame witch, is ready to fulfill her duty to kill any vampires, including Ava. One dangerous love. To capture Ava, Kay lures her into the forest, one filled with monstrous trees that devour humans and vampires who attack from above. But are Ava and Kay each other's greatest threat, or will their love for each other be their greatest strength? So yeah, this sounds really interesting. And I haven't heard anything about this book either, but it does sound really good. And then I got something from here where it says, hello, looking for a fresh take on a classic fairy tale, and Francesca Flores, The Witch and the Vampire, a queer paranormal reimagining of Rapunzel. 2 sworn enemies must rely on each other to save their town from a dangerous threat. Ava and Kai, or Kay, whatever name, I think I might just say Kay, were best friends until vampires attacked their town. And one devastating night, Kay's mother was killed and Ava was turned. Since then, Ava has been imprisoned, her power stolen by her mother. Desperate to stop her mother's plans to destroy the town, Ava escapes to find help, and Kay, a flame witch sworn to kill vampires, follows her into the forest. With danger lurking at every turn, they are each other's greatest threat, and also their only hope if they want to make it through the forest unscathed. It says, prepare to be bewitched by this thrilling, twisty fairy tale. With plenty of high stakes, danger, and a simmering friends to enemies to lovers romance, The Witch and the Vampire, which is on sale March the 21st of this year, is sure to be a favorite for fans of books like The Hazelwood, Serpent and Dove, and Cinder. I hope that you enjoy the book. Please feel free to send any comments or reviews to me. So yeah, I haven't heard about this book, but this sounds really interesting. So this probably be a book that I read on during the month of March. So here is this one. And then we have one more box, and it is from Fairyloot. Again, I believe this is the adult book because of based on how the packaging is. So let's see, it might be wrong or it might be right. So let's see what's inside. Aha, okay. Let me take all this stuff out of it. So for this box, it says, yeah, this is the young adult box. This is from November. It says The Witching Hour. All right. And I've heard some mixed things about this, and I heard how bad this book is actually. So I'm probably never going to read this. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Y'all can definitely go ahead and check the reviews on Goodreads if you want. But I don't think this book is going to be for me particularly. So yeah, so let me get this. And here is a little artwork right here, the art print, and this is the author's note, which I'll read in a minute. So it says, I am a weapon, use me. The Ones We Burn. This is by Rebecca Mix. Yeah, like I said, I've heard some not so good things about this book, but like I said, I don't have any intention on reading it. But here is the book, and here is what it looks like. It's like an ombre for the end, the edges right here. And then if I take the dust jacket off, this is what it looks like right here. And then we have the book plate right here. Here are the end papers of the book itself. So, and then it's a reversible dust jacket. So this is what it looks like as well. And like I said, I want you to form your own opinion about this book. If you have read it, let me know down in the comments below. Tell me what you thought about it. But just based off of some reviews and some people that I do trust, when it comes to their reviews, I really don't think this is for me. But what it's about, it says, as beautiful as it is fierce. And that was said by Adeline Grace. So it says, Ronka is tired of death. Now she just wants to be left alone, living out her days in the wild north with the coven that raised her, attempting to forget the horrors of her past. But when she is named Bloodwind, the next treaty bride to the human kingdom of Azalda, her coven sends her south with a single detective, kill the prince. Easy enough for a blood witch whose magic compels her to kill. Except the prince is gentle, kind, and terrified of her. He doesn't want to marry Ronka. He doesn't want to be king at all. And it's his sister, the wickedly smart, infuriatingly beautiful Princess Aramis, who seems to be the real threat. But when witches start turning up dead, murdered by a magical plague, Aramis makes Ronka an offer, help her develop a cure, and in return she'll teach Ronka to contain her deadly magic. As the coup draws near and the plague spreads, Ronka is forced to question everything she thought she knew about her power, her past, and who she's meant to fight for. Soon she will have to decide between the coven that raised her and the princess who sees beyond the monster they shaped her to be. But as the bodies pile up, a monster may be exactly what they need. So that's what this book is about. Like I said, I don't know if it's for me, but we have this. And then here is the author note, which I will read. So it says, Dear Fairyloot reader, I spent my childhood escaping into books. They saved my life. When my own world was in upheaval, I turned to the faraway worlds of fantasy books, where the evil villain was always defeated, the wicked monster slain, and the shining, noble hero always won. This is not one of those stories. The Ones We Burn is not a gentle book, but it is, I think, a hopeful one. It's a story of magic, murder, monstrous witches, and beautiful princesses, yes, but it's also a story about healing. How it often isn't linear, and it definitely isn't easy. It's a story about love, how it saves us, how it dooms us, and how sometimes the most loving thing we can do is choose ourselves. Mostly, it's a story about doing what it takes to survive. Seeing my book in Fairyloot is a dream come true. I'm so excited and honored to share Ronka's story with you, and I hope you love her as much as I do. 5 years ago, I wrote this book for me, but if you need it, I wrote it for you too, Rebecca. So yeah. So we have this. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. I want you to create your own opinion. If you want to read it, you can go ahead. But like I said, I've read some reviews and from people that I do trust. So I don't think it's going to be for me. So I might go ahead and put it on Pango. Who knows? And maybe somebody else might want this. I don't know. But yeah, I have this. So that is it. That is all the book mail. That's all the packages that I received. And let me go ahead and pile up these books so I can share it with you all, what I got, as we wrap up this video. So here we are. These are all the books that I received in the mail, and they sort of like the colors go together too with all the spines. So that's pretty cool. But that is it. That is all that I have for you today, and that's all the packages, and we unboxed every single one of them. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope that all of you are staying healthy and staying safe, and also having a happy new year. See ya.